And we are recording live from McMurdo Airfield in Antarctica. Microsoft I'm not sure if it was inadvertently, but it let me update and download the latest terrain data and satellite imagery into the simulator. So a lot of this didn't exist. So I might be able to fly over and see some anomalies. So I'm in the F-18, and I'm going to fly. I'm going to turn on the AI just to get it going. Direction. So it'll show me how the distance. It's like that objective. Wow, look at that. Very cool. It's actually getting in the air. Hopefully it doesn't shut off. I'll have to take over. Oh, you did. I just pulled up, took over, and gear up, flaps up. Yeah, I'll put on the AI pilot later. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting mountains. Yes, I believe it's hard to fly from the outside. Yeah, this must be, okay, that's heading north. So I'm actually going away from Antarctica, but it is kind of cool. Let's put on the, oh no, afterburners, that's north. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's get going. I'm doing 300. There we go. Now we're pointed. I'm gonna keep it so I can see anything interesting. I can just quickly zoom down. Get a closer look. I don't know why it's not engaging the afterburner. Oh well, I don't really need it. But it does look pretty cool. I might end up seeing a lot of the things that have never been seen. So we'll go to, there's the map. See where I'm going. All the way across. Weird. I got it pointed, but it's showing it being curved. It should be a straight line. Oh, weird. Yeah, I'm not sure why. But I can see the terrain pretty good. This is live weather too. I think I'll come across any green, warm temperature areas. Yeah, let's get some altitude. if I can get. Well, there. Oh, I did it for the bottom one. Here. Now, I know. Wow, look at that. Want me to
descend and maintain 13,000 feet to Delta Uniform Kilo Echo.
Telling me to descend. I don't like these messages there. Yeah, but it's nicer, it's easier to see terrain, decide which areas to go investigate. Pretty cool though. Like, and this is like Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And 24 is just as, I mean, it's really good. There's some features that are a little different. I'm not sure if AI autopilot is active in, oh, those mountains over there, those, is active in 2024. So it's not worth it for me to upgrade. You know, I just do it for general interest, the sightseeing, challenges which are free, and I can still download more. It looks amazing. It's just, and I got this new driver from NVIDIA where it actually applies better RTX reflections on all even games that are 15 years old that didn't actually happen. So pretty cool. Afterburner on. Wow, that sound is a little wonky though. Should be hitting the. Oh, it should have been the sonic boom. But I'm not sure if it was or my improper setup because I get sound going in and out. So why? Yeah, let's get down below the clouds. Hopefully I don't. Look at this. I'm doing like 800. Hopefully I got to turn off those settings. I just have my aircraft break apart. And then it ends the mission. On. Antarctica. Wow, that looks like a hole back there. Doesn't that look like a hole? Or maybe it's just a shadow. Pretty cool though. Like, look at that. You really have to think about your movement of the flight stick because when you're to the left or from the front, it's going to be reversing. So it's always best to stay a little bit behind. Wow, those look like tracks down there. Wow. They do.
Delta Uniform Kilo Echo, please expedite your climb 13,000 feet.
I am getting some. Rough weather. Wow. I'm at only 7,000 feet. But if I go up to 13,000, it's going to see it. There we go. seeing if I can see any anomalies in the terrain. Pulling up a little bit.
Duke Delta Uniform Kilo Echo, please expedite your climb 13,000 feet.
Wow. Cool. That's Grand Canyon right here. Oh, that's good. I'm ignoring them. Hopefully they don't cancel my flight. I think I can bump the terrain up, but it does not look as detailed as it should. So, let's go down here, check out this. 4,000 feet. Let's see if that's some sort of that looks like an alley. Yeah, let's get over towards these mountains. Back on target. Still got afterburners activated. 6,000 feet. Upside down. Upside down at 700 miles per hour. Pretty cool. Look at that. Go to this mountain range. You never know where the evil globalists will hide in layers and stealing and building. Stealing, not building anything. Stealing all the stuff. From the source. Stargate, Starport, Castles. They all have signatures too. Like all over the world. There's domes, free energy, water hydraulic systems, perfect sanitary systems, rail systems, transportation systems, electricity induction. Everything's free, but powers to be, mainly the Jews, either Jews or the Rothschilds, not as much as Jews, more the Rothschilds, they've claimed ownership of them and burnt them down, and then they rebuilt them. Mainly, they built them and assigned architects, which are totally complete falsehood, and they will receive karmic justice because these were created by Earth, and they freed all the people of their life, not people, land, not people, structures are not known, all life forms, and Pluto, Carney, all these evil Scarlet Bob, egos who live in all over these all these evil globalists trying to steal the wealth from the planet, enslave these people with debt, and use money to central banks. They're making money out of thin air, loaning it to people. People cannot afford to live in Canada. Cannot afford to survive. I think, maintenance here, that's not enough. I like to rent an apartment, and own a car, food, can't buy food, possible. It's all by design, it's by intent, it's mass murder, individual dying, going into debt, living immigrants from India who are also stealing money, $7 billion, $100 billion over the world to build a form of evil, closed, we will seek recovery, and we will just release that debt. Because it's all debt, we're not giving away any money, we're just incurring debt. Well, we can just not pay that debt, because we did not elect anyone to give away or enslave Canada by debt and destroy the supply of housing by bringing in millions or 10 million immigrants, giving them debt or going in debt to give them more money than Canadians get. They make immigrants get more a month, almost double, compared to what I get on a pension for working 38 years. Yes, that is true. I cannot afford to rent an apartment. $2,000 a month for a guy's house, 70 past house. That's rented. You can't afford to buy. Yeah, and this is the news as a result of people cannot afford to live. They're offering aid services to more Canadians. They're killing more Canadians than they're dying from violence or any other cause. Leading cause of death is government killing Canadians. It's all by design. It's intentional. Basic supply and demand. Like we see that whole law. Mark Carney, Mr. Freeman, Justin Trudeau, Don Fraser, they're all guilty of mass murder of Canadians. And that is a fact. Do not deny it. Basic supply and demand of economics. They knew what the outcome was. Harvey Slowly, a PhD doctor of economist, central banker, he's a grifter, he's a pedophile, Billy Trudeau, who was blackmailed by these globalists and who basically loot Canada. And it's not going to happen. We're going to delete that debt. And because these pedophiles, Carney, Trudeau, we're going to be charged Nuremberg style trials, and Canadians, not to mention the bioweapons vaccines that were involved with, and they forced the state to kill many. So I'm objective incoming. It's going to hunt down Carney, Trudeau, all of them. They're all traitors, they're murderers, exactly what the idea was called for, and they still implemented fully, and now they're trying to hide it. Hiding, deleting documents, they're criminals. Military should step in, arrest them, put them on military tribunal, like Nuremberg tribunal, and if they're in prison for life, so be it. It's better off if they change the laws, take away the death penalty, because they knew they were going to commit treason and didn't want to be killed. And, that's just the reality. We have to declare war on these globalists. We have to eradicate them from Canada. Support all immigrants who are here illegally should be deported and destroy the country. You get rid of 10 million of them, get rid of them. They should never be here. Then housing and the value and jobs will be available for Canadians, and they'll be able to afford to work, live, eat, and survive. So now they cannot, all by design, by Carney, Liberal, and Trudeau, and Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum, all a bunch of fugitive flyers and using all the media, they're giving the media billions of dollars going into that war so they can cover up their crimes. These propaganda mouthpieces like the good communist country of China, who they want to partner with. This is criminal, and we are exposing they will be brought to justice. It is happening. Great awakening is not deny the truth. Justice is coming. Guarantee that. And I'll go into a room and through those times, any one of them, I can speak truth to them. Or they want to get their focus, they will all be coming very soon. So here we are, we're flying over Antarctica, looking for anomalies, data for how accurate it is. Wow, look at that. Wow, those are some big anomalies there. Now I am having some weird anomalies. I'm going to go check this out. I'm just looking for any valleys or anomalies, or I might put it on the autopilot and just try to observe it as it flies. Hopefully it's low enough, but I'm going to steer over big mountain range. That is getting back on track. This jet is pretty good, but there were times when, I'm not sure what caused it, I don't know if it's like an override for AI protocol that I have had it just randomly almost like stall and then just crash. Not sure, and I've had structural failures too, so I'm not sure if it's related to that. Because I do like to pull afterburner. Look at this. Pretty cool. Yeah, it has changed because I did have it. It's gone back to a stock character, which is like a military guy. So it does set the audio is a little off. Wow. Like when you fly, when you sit still, sometimes it doesn't look that good, but when you move it around a bit, you can feel the wind flow, the airflow over the wings. Just going up back. I can't believe how tiny it is. Yeah, so just tapping at the amber. Yeah, I don't see anything particularly anomalous. So I'm just going to put it on autopilot and see if the autopilot. Yeah, so let's put on the. Giving me shit again. Hey, autopilot on.
Descend and maintain 13,000 feet to Delta
Yeah,
Uniform
here we
Kilo
just
Echo.
drop the throttle. Yeah, we'll keep it like this and just see what's happening. I'm gonna turn the mic off to see if that. I think the audio may have something to do with OBS and my microphone. I'm not sure. I'm gonna turn it off and then I'll rotate around the aircraft, see if the audio anomalies occur. That's it. Duke out. We'll see you on the ground on the other side of Antarctica, or Oceanic as they call it in the simulator. That's it. Still recording, but I'm going to turn off the volume. Duke out. Okay, I just turned the mic back on. I look in the background. That looks like a pyramid or something. I'm not sure where I am. This is where I am, going over Antarctica. Yeah, you can see where I started. Came over here, so I'm right around there. That's McMurphy. There I am. So the left will be over here. So let's go over there and investigate. Let's take over from the AI, turn the AI off. Okay. And we shall go investigate. That looks like a, maybe like a pyramid or something. Yeah, let's look outside. Let's give afterburner. Why the afterburner won't go on. Right, let's go. Straight ahead. So why the must have some sort of auto throttle engaged or something. Not sure why, but I don't need it to get there. I can just go regular 12,000 feet. That's all I gotta worry about, so I don't hit the ground. Because it's tough to see the ground because it's all white. You know. Oh, looks like one here and over there. Pretty cool.
Maintain 13,000 feet to Delta Uniform Kilo Echo.
Why? Oh there, now it came on. I turned it off by a button. Yeah, now it went off. Unbelievable. But we're going to get to that anomaly. Then I will switch it back to AI to go to the destination. I'll check out both these. One right there, and one over there. Maybe they're just like a crag mountain. Yeah, there it goes. I gotta be going up, so it must have some sort of an autopilot going on. So we'll engage it if I'm yeah, look, when I level out it stops. Weird. I had full control before. I mean, will these engines cool down? Oh, look at that. Turn down the afterburner. Hope I don't break a wing and stuck. Go over stress the aircraft. And I have that happen where I was flying over Greenland and I was doing a dive and my wing fell off. And then it just puts you out of the game back into the main menu and you start over. Well, if you fly for an hour or more, it's kind of... I got to adjust the settings, make sure I don't get any structural failures, make sure I can get this auto throttle. It looks pretty good. I mean, I've just gone with the basic settings, up some of them a few, graphically. And all I'm running is a 32 gig gaming system from my Computer Canada. It would be normally like $2,300. I bought it about a year ago, and about $1,500. All you gotta worry about is you got an NVIDIA 4060 or 5060 Ti video card, 32 gigs of RAM, or whatever processor. I got like an Aurora gaming system, pre-built, and you know what? It's easier to do that. You get great performance, things work, and you know, building your own, it's going to cost you as much or more. That's the way it works, because you're not buying wholesale parts like they are. They're able to take advantage of their wholesale pricing and sales when they come out with new models. Buy the old model, the 1-year-old thing or the 2-year-old thing, which is super fast, runs everything. I don't know what that is over there. Yeah, I think that's getting resisted. Yeah, maybe this is like a mirage. Yeah, maybe it was just a cloud playing tricks. Outside? Charlie's up there. I called and they said there was a wait and I could punch in your number, but I hung up because I want to talk, because I want to get an occurrence number. So I'm going to call back in about 15 minutes. I got the email too, but I don't want to get into the email game. I want to talk to someone. That's just a legal thing. I'm acting as a lawyer against the illegal evictions, where they evicted everyone, all kinds of people, hundreds and hundreds, thousands, and doubled our rent because you got to go in the market where there's no housing in London, and so you're paying like $3,000 a month for a piece of shit, and they gave all our units to the immigrants, and the government's paying them twice what we're making. And so the landlords have just doubled the rent, and the immigrants are packing 10 of them into a unit, and they're paying, they don't care if they're paying $3,000 or $4,000 a month, it's only a few hundred each. And they're taking all these, they're getting thousands of dollars fronted to them, they're buying brand new vehicles, scamming everything, government's building them houses, giving them money. It's all illegal. We don't have the money. It's immigration, it's racketeering by Trudeau, Carney, and all the other globalists. They're looting Canada, destroying us, the middle class, doesn't exist anymore, and they're killing us. All by intent. First degree mass murder. I will argue that in court of law. Prove it. Common sense. Well, I think that must have been a cloud that I saw before. So I'm going to put the autopilot back on, and I got to go outside, take the doggy for a little poo-poo, and shovel the driveway. And then I got a phone call to make sure I got everything. Yeah, I'm still recording. I'm going to turn off my audio. Geek out. And just watch this. Hopefully it gets to its destination and land.
Duke Delta Uniform Kilo Echo. Goodbye. Melbourne Center Duke Delta Uniform Kilo Echo is at 10,700 feet, descending 9,000 feet.
Duke Delta Uniform Kilo Echo Melbourne Center altimeter 29.05 radar contact continue. Kilo Echo, you are 900 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 9,000 feet altimeter 29.05.
Descend and maintain 9,000 feet Duke Delta Uniform Kilo Echo.
And we're back in just for a sec. See on the map, I want to go check out that green area and that water area inland, kind of an inlet or an islet. So I'm going to take control. There we are.
Duke Delta Uniform Kilo Echo, please expedite your descent 9,000 feet.
So I am. See on the map. Go explore it. There's my afterburner. Yeah, I'm not sure why it came on all of a sudden. Before I couldn't get it. Open it off. Now let's engage it with the button. Oh yeah, that is the button. But you can see where I'm going. Get down low, see what.
Duke Delta Uniform Kilo Echo, you are 300
I don't want to get
feet
too
below
low
your
because
assigned
that.
altitude. Climb and maintain 9,000 feet altimeter 29.04.
Does look like that should be
Climb and maintain 9,000
ground
feet
there.
Duke Delta Uniform Kilo Echo.
So just getting up a little higher. Then I will put it back on autopilot to land. Let's move over here. Just put it over here. I can turn it off. Oh no! I hit the ground. I wasn't paying attention. No. I'm gonna get the skin up.
Duke Delta Uniform
Oh,
Kilo
there.
Echo,
Oh.
please expedite your climb
Wow.
9,000 feet.
Hopefully I don't get damage the aircraft. Wow. Wow, that was lucky. I wasn't really paying attention. I would have sucked. So there's the green. You can see it. Right in front of me. That is the ground. But it could be also hiding that is at like 5,000 feet. And you think the ice wouldn't be that deep. Yeah, so that's gotta be added on. So when I get back to the base, I'll take off and try to stay low and see how deep this ice goes. But if it's 4,000 feet deep, something's wrong. They're hiding something.
Descend and maintain 9,000 feet to Delta Uniform Kilo
So you
Echo.
can see here, yeah, and there's actually water up ahead. Look, right here. I'm showing blue water. That was kind of green, but still water. And there's lake inlets over here. I'm showing water. I'm going up higher. I'm going to fly over that, then put it back on the AI. It's going to be quite a flight, actually. But it's all the new terrain. They just let it, the audio. That's weird. I think it's because they've added this in, so it's affecting the audio when you're over top.
Descend and
Because of
maintain 7,000 feet to
the
Delta Uniform
density
Kilo
of the
Echo.
audio acoustics, they should be going deep down to the ground to rebound, but they can't, so they're hitting the artificial block. And that's causing anomalies. That I was getting this in Greenland, I was getting it here in Antarctica. So that should show that there's tampering. Yeah, let's just put it back on the AI. Obviously they're blocking everything out. That's kind of a covering 4,000 feet in the air. It's not going to be 4,000 feet of snow and ice. So there's some, because I'm at 24,000. And that base I'm going to is 57 feet. So how does it go from 57 feet to 4,000 feet for the ground level? Unless it's artificial, or fake, or hiding something, covering something. Yeah, it's like a white lid. And it's easier for them to do that because they probably inject the data from satellites. And probably does everything. That's how it gets into the simulator, and that's what people pay for. But it can't keep this out. So the only way to keep it out is by putting an artificial lid on it to cover it up, and then calling it ice. But you know it's wrong because it can't be 4,000 feet of ice. That's where they made the mistake. They put it up too high. But maybe they had to because maybe there's structures that are that high. Maybe the castles and built from the source that they're stealing and owning and enslaving the rest of the humans with artificial debt that they're just creating out of thin air. We got the new ship. Okay, let's, 20, oh, that's just a log. So, yeah. Yeah, so let's, I'm going to turn off the mic again and put on the AI. There we go. They just terminated my flight. Uh-oh. Maybe the pilot has nothing
Delta
to
Uniform
follow
Kilo
me.
Echo is type 0.42 miles east of Alpha Tango 07 flight level 215. Request flight following.
Delta Uniform Kilo Echo Melbourne Center.
Well, that's flight following, so I'm gonna knock off mine and just see if, let's hear what they do, because the flight plan got canceled. See if the pilot can figure out an alternative landing, and if they succeed. Not sure what they're gonna
Roger,
do.
Duke Delta
But
Uniform
let's
Kilo Echo.
sit back and watch. Geek out.
Delta Uniform Kilo Echo is type Boeing 1 miles north of Alpha Tango 07 2,100 feet. Request flight following.
Duke Delta Uniform Kilo Echo Melbourne Center. Squawk 6726.
Squawk 6726 Duke Delta Uniform Kilo Echo.
Duke Delta Uniform Kilo Echo radar contact 3 miles northwest of Alpha Tango 07 1,800 feet. Altimeter 28.905.
Roger, Duke Delta Uniform Kilo Echo.
And we're back in. We just came out of there. Actually, you can look over. You can see the distance. Now, what's interesting, I'm at 10 feet altitude, landed on that right near the water, which is like, sea level. Well, why is it when I just go like 500 feet, or not even a few hundred feet in, it says that I'm like 2,000 feet? It's like there's a 2,000 foot ceiling, and it gets higher. It's like a big dome over top. Probably underneath is 2,000 foot tall structures hidden. Yes, and it looks like it's just flat. They don't show any real terrain. So I think there's actually something is artificial, something is under that. This is bizarre. It's like a world under there, Oceania. Well, that is it. We're going to stop recording. But this is from the just released flight or ground data, which proves there's like a mile high or more wall of ice, which I think is actually a structure, and inside that I think it's even temperatured, and it's nice temperatures. It's like Eden. It's called Oceania. There's probably crafts, everything is probably like Eden. Energy den. Anyways, that's it. Duke out. Peace.